What's up, guys? Welcome to the Yanagida Podcast show. Today we got Joshua. How do you say your last name?
Carrizosa.
Carrizosa. He's a good training partner. He trains here at the gym. We've known each other for a while now, and yeah, Josh, how you been?
Doing good, brother. Doing good.
Good.
Thank you.
Training's good. Taking
Yeah,
care of the
yeah,
body.
yeah. Just trying to
Good.
get into the groove, get
Yes,
everything going, stay
yes,
active. So
yes.
doing good.
So, for all the people watching the podcast and are new, explain to them like who's Josh? What do you like to do? What do you do and all that stuff.
Just Josh Carrizosa, my boy, from Waehu. I like to train. I'm into a lot of the combat sports.
Yeah.
Did a lot of that growing up. So, just something to do.
Yeah.
Keep me out of trouble and stuff.
Yeah.
Stay active. Yeah.
What was your first martial art?
I started karate as like a little kid, but it wasn't. I think they just threw me there to like.
You did karate?
Yeah, but
did not know that.
I wasn't like super serious about it. But then like once I reached high school, then it was more wrestling and judo and stuff.
So you did that like early age?
Yeah, like just kind of like young kid time, and then.
Did you like karate?
It was cool, but I was more into making noise and kiai and all
Yeah.
that. So I got into trouble doing that all the time.
Do you remember what type of karate? Because I know
Nah,
there's
it was the
different
kind
types.
like just at the YMCA and wasn't really. Yeah, I think I did it for like a little bit and then just kind of stopped and then started playing more like soccer and all that kind of stuff to start off. Yeah,
And then you got into wrestling.
yeah, got more into combat sports like in high school and stuff like that. Like all my cousins was wrestlers and stuff, so that's how they got me into that.
Yeah.
And then like my uncles were all boxers, so they'd always talk to me about it, but they're just kind of too old to like coach me and teach me at the time. So kind of stoked that I got into it now.
Yeah.
They'd always tell me, "Oh, hey,
Right.
you gotta run 6 miles."
Yeah.
So I was just like, get in there.
No,
So
running is one of the stuff.
yeah. So yeah, growing up, they'd always kind of like talk about it and
Yeah.
all their training sessions, and I just later on I finally dived into it. So it's kind of stoked.
Cool.
Kind of stoked. Yeah. So it's cool.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
cool. If you had to pick soccer or like.
No, not a big soccer. Like once I got into high school, I stopped playing all of that. So it was mainly just football and wrestling for high school.
So if you had to pick football or wrestling.
I
That's
was
tough.
probably better at wrestling, but I had more fun playing football. But those guys are just massive, so it's kind of I probably should steer more.
What position did you play for football?
In high school it was D-line, and then when I was playing in Colorado, it was.
Because you get good footwork.
Yeah, and then I moved to linebacker. So, but yeah,
Oh.
yeah, but I was just always shorter compared to everybody. So, but wrestling helped me out a lot, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
Just when double leg is pretty much on tackle. So it really got me good to just learning how to use my body, leveraging everything, and being the lower man, especially in football.
Yeah.
So wrestling, and I always would tell people that those two group together well. If you're trying to, have sports just kind of work with each other. So, and then I should have done judo a little bit longer. I only did it for 1 year, but that would have got me a lot better for my wrestling and stuff.
And this was when you were
in high school.
Baldwin.
St. Anthony.
Oh, you went St. Anthony?
Yeah.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, we had a little. It was a small team, but we're all competitive, so we would always do pretty decent in the tournaments. We just didn't have a big army to roll with and stuff. So it was just like how we are, just one small solid group, and we just would get at it every day. So.
Yeah, but we're close.
Yeah, but that's how I knew like all Thai them, because they were at Baldwin and stuff like that. So we all would see each other at the tournaments. Maui was small, so we would always wrestle each other all the time.
Dang.
So yeah, so when I came down to here, I was just like, oh. So
I
was pretty stoked to just see all Tapuro them and Donovan. So they all was wrestlers too. Yeah. So it was kind of like felt more comfortable, and then Justin being from Baldwin and stuff like that. So we kind of know a lot of similar people. So it was good. Yeah, it kind of all worked together, especially when I moved back. I was just like, oh shucks, do I continue training? I just kind of was like figuring stuff back out.
Because you lived in
Colorado. I was in Colorado. Yeah.
How long did you live in Colorado?
I was there for like 8 years. Yeah, I was there for a while. That's actually where I started my boxing too, though.
Oh.
Yeah. I started.
What city?
No, I was in Pueblo. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So Ultimate Performance.
Yeah. Yes.
Started it off. Thank you guys.
Is it cold up there?
Right now it is. We're more south, so I'm going towards New Mexico. So we only get like a little bit of the snow. We still get snow, but not like Denver and Colorado Springs. They get a lot
And that's
more.
where you boxed.
Huh? Yeah. That's where I started boxing. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was good. catch cracks over there.
Yeah.
It was pretty
Oh
solid.
yeah.
They had some solid guys over
Had some
there.
good
So,
guys.
yeah, it was good fun though. It was good fun.
That's good.
Yeah, I kind of got to see the taste of all of that. At least starting off.
Yeah.
So it was good. I liked it.
If you had to pick, you like boxing or wrestling more?
I like both of them. I don't know. I've been starting to grow a love for boxing
Yeah.
though. I like it because we start standing. So
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
it's where you're gonna have to be sent
Yeah.
out there that way too. But
Yes.
yeah, getting a hold of a guy and kind of having total control on
Yeah.
top and
Sometimes it's hard though. Yeah.
no, yeah, it's yeah.
Dude,
It don't look
have a
like
hard
much.
time with
Yeah, hard, keeping him down is pretty tough.
hard.
Yeah, he's actually strong for his
But because of you guys, like
build.
training with you guys, Toporo, Ty, Donovan,
Mhm.
everybody here, how they're so good at wrestling.
Yeah.
Like it's really helped me develop
yeah.
my wrestling.
No, you can tell the difference, especially like you said, you and Luke that
Yeah.
weren't too it wasn't really
Yeah.
your background.
Yeah.
But you can see you guys as you
They're
guys.
rubbing off on us.
Yeah,
your guys wrestling helping us.
Yeah, you can see it. So I'm just like, oh man, you always surprise me with something new. I'm like, damn it, Jojo, where are you learning all this stuff, man? It's good though. It's
Probably
good.
Clyde Tactics.
Yeah.
I've been going to Nakamura's
Yeah,
a couple
yeah.
times. I think last camp when I was prepping for Nagas, I was going to Nakamura's.
Yeah,
And that really
yeah.
helped my wrestling.
Yeah.
So shout out to Coach Nakamura's. Thank you.
Gotta have a good mix though. That's what I've
Yes.
been learning lately. It's kind of like
Yes.
you take bits and pieces of each style
Yes.
and kind of make it your own, group it your
Yes.
own. So
Yes.
it's good. I love it. There's so many ways to win and lose. And
Yes, because that's MMA.
Yeah,
Mixed martial arts.
Yeah.
All the arts. Muay Thai, boxing,
Yeah,
kickboxing, Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, catch wrestling, Greco, Sambo.
Oh yeah, everything. Yeah. That's why I love watching those fights where they losing the whole time, and then that one, that's the only sport where you can win with one Hail Mary pass.
Yeah.
Even if you was down 21.
Yeah.
Like if you're
Yeah.
So
just like fighting, like guys have like just knockout power.
Yeah,
They can just rely on that one
just
hand.
one, yeah.
Yeah.
Or even the sub finish, man. You can see, it can
Oliveira.
the switch can flip
Yeah.
that quick. You can be
Yes.
winning one moment and then
The
boom,
next
you're
round.
in a bad spot and you're like, oh snap,
Do you watch a lot of fights? Like MMA?
Here and there,
UFC?
yeah. I try to catch when I can. Lately it hasn't been too much, but I'll catch like the highlights and stuff. I'll keep up with all the news and stuff.
You have a favorite fighter? No.
I just kind of watch guys that are kind of like similar body styles to me. So like I would always watch like the shorter, stocky guys like DC, Kevin Gastelum, those guys.
Kevin Gastelum has some hands.
I like Yoel, so you know what I mean. Just kind of guys that I can probably simulate their style and all that.
Trying to mimic.
Yeah. They don't always say they don't have to be like the number one guy or world champ, but you can see with certain techniques that they're successful with in certain. And it's always depending on like they say, styles make the fight.
Yes.
So certain stuff work on certain people and certain stuff don't. So it's kind of picking and choosing and knowing when to use it and when not to use it. Yeah, a couple of times where I do stuff on Luke and I was like, okay, yeah, that never worked, just because he's so tall and stuff like
so
that.
long.
Yeah.
I do the traditional jiu-jitsu guard break, the knee to the butt, and then you put your hips back and try to posture. With him, his legs are so long.
Yeah.
I do everything, like I'm doing everything right, and his legs won't pop open because his legs are so long.
Oh yeah.
And like with Luke, you gotta adjust, and like it's good because you gotta practice different stuff because everybody's different, everybody's style is different. Not everybody's built the same.
Yeah.
So it's really good practice too.
Yeah, no, it's good. That's why I like to hear all the training partners you
Different
get. They're
styles.
solid. Yeah. And then you get like the heavy wrestlers like Likiano, and it's
Oh,
like that's a
wow.
whole different way. I
Yes.
already know. He was like, this is one whole wrestling match. It's
Yeah.
barely this is a
Yes.
little bit of jiu-jitsu.
Yes.
This is one wrestling match right
Yes.
now, but it's good. And then you got other guys like Helen. His technique is solid on top of that, so it's good. The training partners that we have here, they all have their own styles, but it's good because it makes you work a different way with everybody.
You gotta find a different puzzle.
Yeah,
with
exactly. Yeah, so that's why training here has been solid. I love it. Really good.
And like fighting and MMA. For those people that don't know, Josh has an MMA fight coming up.
February.
Almost what?
24th.
4 weeks?
I think we're right.
3, 4, 5 weeks out.
I think we're about 4, yeah.
So we're in like training camp now.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? First MMA fight.
So first time, so I'm excited. Kind of want to just get get it out the way,
Yeah.
and then it's kind of once I get in there, I always just take that first. I'm always that same with football. You just got to take that first lick first, then get the butterflies out, and then it's like, okay, we in it, it's in a mix. So, and then just go from there. Kind of excited, just kind of it's kind of in due time because I wanted to do it when I was in Colorado.
Yeah.
But that's COVID. I started training like once COVID kind of started, so it was kind of hard to just even get into the gym.
It was kind of on pause.
Yeah, and then the guys that were competing, they would have to go all the way to like Wyoming just to get something. So I was like, I wasn't ready at that time. So I was like, and I moved home. Everything here was closed.
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh snap, and then that's when I got like really heavy. So I was like, I was just kind of doing it just to move around again, and then once Eric started coming, he kind of got me going to be like a lot more consistent, and I was just stoked that he kind of
loves it.
Yeah,
he's getting good.
It was super random because like we were just watching. I think it was like one of the Adesanya fights, UFC, and then he was just talking. We were just talking stories, and he would always be a fan, but that's when he kind of brought it up to me. He's like, "Oh, I've been trying to like I want to start rolling, like start jiu-jitsu. I just don't know where to go to." And I was just like, that's when I kind of like just started coming to Justin's and like a lot more consistently. And then I was like, bro, like I get my place, and then he came in for that first week, and then he's competed already, and so he's been kind of keeping me on it. Like he'd hit me up. He's like, "You going to practice?" I was like, "Oh,
Eric.
Not today." He's like, "You better go." I was like, "Okay, I'm going." So he'd keep me in check all the time.
Good.
So I'm just stoked that he's enjoying it and loving it, and that just kind of like led to Nagas, and then I was just like, I wouldn't mind just kind of helping him out, and at least go through the kind of walk him through the whole process. Just kind of it's just a tournament, but for like people that are brand new, it's such
it's a big deal.
Thing.
That's how I felt with my first time.
So it's just kind of like just to get the nerves down. I was like, okay, well, let's help each other cut weight and do all of that stuff, and then that's when Justin was like, "Oh, so February?" I was just like, "Oh, shoot, I guess." Like, and then just kind of like, I wasn't a lot of the stuff wasn't. I wasn't really planning on going crazy and going all out and competing, and then just everything just kind of fell into place. And especially when you guys came back, I was just like, "Oh, the recipe that Justin and John are doing
it works."
So I was like, I'll let the mad scientists do their thing, and then so that's what kind of triggered me to. I was like, oh, okay, like all the guys, when you, BJ, Luke, and Ty went up, I was just like, oh, like, okay, there we go. I was like, you guys did you guys thing, so I was kind of like, okay, trying to open my eyes. Like, okay.
But if it wasn't for you guys, like the training partners, we wouldn't have. Done what we did. Like for you guys, like without your guys' help, training camp, smashing us. Helping us get
trying
to
helping us get better. Last week, oh man, the Shark Tank, man. I was like, oh, Jojo, bro. Even Eric too. I told him, I was like, bro, you feeling heavy, bro. I was like, you can feel your pressure.
Eric,
I was just
Eric only one stripe, bro. Like he makes me feel like
that's why a couple times I tell him, I was like, all right, bro, I'm not teaching you anything, bro. It's like you catching up already. So I'm just
fast
like,
too. Faster than I can get.
I'm just like, bro. I was like, but it's good. I'm super stoked. I'm super excited for how where all this kind of takes him, and
that's good. That's good. Excited.
I'm liking it. I'm glad that as a family we all can just kind of we all have something in common, because that's how it was with my older cousins. That got me into wrestling. So it's kind of like that same situation. So I was like, at least I knew somebody, family that and trust, and you know what I mean. They can at least help you, walk you through whatever new stuff, and then it's something we're always at work talking about it.
About
so
training.
And they're like, oh, so and so, he cut me in this. I was like, oh yeah, try this, or we'll help each other out. So it's real good. We're always talking about it in the back, and whatever new that got brought up. So it's good. It's good. I enjoy it.
Have you ever been to like an actual MMA fight event? No.
Yeah.
In person.
Yeah.
What was that like?
When
did you?
Like, what you mean?
What event was that?
Like a big one, or like on
like MMA?
Oh, like I've been to before had the ones at One Memorial before. That's the ones I went and as a kid in high school, so I remember watching that. It was a pretty, to me it was a kind of a big thing going on at the time for like Maui and Hawaii. There was actually a lot of fighters, and then when I moved back home, kind of like I guess just COVID too as well. So we haven't had much events lately, so it's kind of like just kind of
slowed down a little
bit. So I do remember like Maui having a bunch of events, and then the ones I went to with I went to the ones in like Wyoming with my teammates over there just to check it out. I wanted to see like the whole kind of like behind the scenes stuff, how everything went down, and then that was a good experience. And then for like one big one, I did get to watch like a UFC event in Denver.
What was that? Who fought on that card?
That's the one where they had Yair Rodriguez and Korean Zombie when he had that.
Oh, the up elbow.
So we got to see that live, and we were just like, we just seen Zombie just folded, and we're just like,
that was that. And it was last second.
Yeah, it was literally at the bell. Yeah.
And so he just
we're just trying to figure it out. We just know that he's unconscious, and then they do the replay on the big screen, and you're like, just to see the crowd just kind of react to things. You feel the energy, and then I think the other one that I remembered on that card was Platinum Perry.
Oh, Mike Perry.
Yeah. He was fighting Cowboy Cerrone, and then I think Cowboy is from Colorado, so like he had a big fan base, and that's when he got the finish with the armbar and like almost ripped his arm off. So it was a cool event. And then
I really wanted to go to it.
Yeah, and then just kind of seeing that was just like and it was just a fight night. I think it wasn't even like a pay-per-view or anything, but
just to card already.
Yeah, but just to be there, just the atmosphere, I was just like, you know what I mean? The whole arena is filled. And
what does it feel like?
I don't know, like
just the energy.
It just felt like you had all of Maui in one place.
Yes.
Like that's how much, like, you know, I mean, we're from a little island, and just to see like that kind of, like, you know, just in that kind of building, just you know, it's massive, like, you know, so it's kind of, for us, we're just like, oh, all in the lights. We're just like, oh wow, this thing is crazy. Like, and you just see thousands of people yelling, screaming, just going crazy. You know, it's a big old party. So it's cool though. It's cool. It's just something to experience. You know. But yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of into. Those like those sporting events. Like, it's cool to just see like just the crowd. Like, like you said, the energy, the whole aura of everything is just like, oh wow, like there's just thousands of people here, like, you know, watching and cheering you on. Stuff like that. So it was cool. It was cool. Yeah. Those events are it's. I enjoy them. I enjoy them, whether it's a fan or you know, competing now. So I like to see things live, whether it's music, sports, whatever. It's cool to see live action.
Because you don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially MMA. You never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, like that your fight. Like I was telling you, it was just like it was such a good battle back and forth, and then just to have the finish like that, and then it was cool. It was cool. Yeah, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. So
outside of like MMA and stuff, what are other hobbies you like to do?
Just kind of real simple stuff. Like if I get time, I'll go beach. You know, I'll bodyboard every once in a while. I'm not super good or anything, but you know, I'll go and cruise. I'll go cruise around. You know, just freaking prone and just, you know, nothing crazy. Just something to get into the water or something. Go EO, recover over there.
Recovery.
Yeah. So that's always been kind of like my thing is EO, because ever since like football days, just, you know, those summer tour days or whatever, you know, we just go right up there. We just go there to cool off and hang out and cruise, you know, after we went McDonald's or something. But, you know, we had no clue that we're like doing like recovery thing, you know. So
which is
it was just nature's own way of, you know, healing. But
recovery.
It was, so that just kind of always been a thing. Like, just after training, just go to EL, just kind of, you know, recalibrate, you know. That's probably one of my favorite places to go, to be honest. I like, you know, since it's right up the road,
and
too,
it's
for us.
calming too. Like, you know, the stream, you're in the nature, and it's cold, the cold water.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Some days a little bit colder than others, and you're just like, ooh. But it's good. Yeah, it kind of brings you back, you know.
Yeah.
So it's cool. Yeah, that's kind of been like my routine a lot of the times, just shooting up there, just kind of, you know, even if after you get out, you just kind of hanging out for a few minutes, just kind of before you get back onto your day. So that's what I like to do, at least for the recovery. And
that's good.
Just kind of hang out with family, friends, you know, simple stuff. You know, they've just been working a lot, so haven't been able to.
I know you work late,
bro. Go do you know, go out and do any kind of stuff all the time. When I do have time, just Yeah, keep it simple. If
Yes.
not, I make time for go beach or something. Just hang
Like
out.
that. Keep it simple.
Yeah. Nothing too crazy.
Yes.
I stay home now, so I like spending time with the family, just being present with everybody.
Yeah.
Just being away, you're just kind of like, oh, like especially during the holidays, like during this time, it's always tough when you're away. So it's always good to like just be there. So that's what I've been enjoying since I've been back home. Just the little small things, just to whether it's just dinner at home or something, just stuff like that. So I'm pretty stoked. I'm pretty stoked for that. Yeah.
Especially because now like you're so busy, you're always training and work, and recovery is so important.
Yeah. Recovery.
Yes. Stretching, blowing out, ice bath, hot, even like hot like sauna.
Yeah.
What do you prefer, hot tub or ice bath?
I don't know. It depends, because we did that thing for Nagas with the steam room and stuff.
Yeah.
And that first few minutes was okay, and then I was having a hard time in that
sauna.
thing. Yeah. So I was just like, I don't know, like that second half of the sauna. They're like, to me, they're opposites. Like the sauna feels good in the beginning, and it gets worse as the longer you're in there. With the ice bath, it's like junk in the beginning, and then better later. So maybe the ice baths. I think it depends. I don't know. It depends. It depends.
Unless it's too cold.
Yeah.
First like 3 minutes or 2 minutes is like the worst.
Yeah,
and then once like, pins and needles. I always say pins and needles because it just hurts so much.
Yeah.
Was that your first time in a sauna? When
like that, like I've been in there, like you know what I mean, and then you know what I mean, once you start sweating, I'll jump out, but like to be in there for like a time. Yeah.
Shout out to Studio 7. That was the one we went to. Shout out to Austin for hooking us up. But yeah, sauna. That was your first time in a traditional sauna?
No. We did it in the hotel room.
Oh, it was in the hotel room.
Yeah, they did the whole like steam thing.
Oh, in the bath. I remember in the bath because I was me, Justin, and Alan
doing the
going
other,
all over the place. We was like podcasting with Jason, at Sojourn, and then Gilbert Ching with Dynamics Health and Fitness. But yeah, we was going all over the place, and I remember I think Alan or someone was keeping in touch with Kellen because they were helping you go through the process.
Yeah, because it was just because me and Eric came the day after you guys. I think.
Saturday. Because the tournament was on Sunday.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was fun. Yeah, that was a good experience. It was a good experience. Yeah. I don't want to be going up against the big boys anymore. Yeah, I felt
those were some taller than me.
Yeah, there were some. Everybody was pretty decent size,
and not just tall.
And like my takedowns was pretty decent in that tournament. It was just keeping them down. I could feel the difference with the bigger guys. I was just like, they're just like pretty much just sitting up, just like had to like give it a little bit more oomph to keep them down. But it was good. A good experience. Just kind of getting in that competitive mode again. It was fun.
Was that your first jiu-jitsu tournament?
Yeah, first jiu-jitsu.
You've done a bunch of wrestling. Right?
Yeah. We'd always have like a tournament every weekend in high school. But it's kind of like the similar layout, or the way it's ran. Just the row sets is the jiu-jitsu row sets.
Because wrestling is
2-minute rounds. Yeah. And then they do have like an overtime rounds as well if it comes down to it.
Yeah. But I just learned not too long ago that in wrestling, when you have them down, I learned you cannot body lock.
Like you kind of like you lock your hands.
I just found that out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, get certain little stuff.
Little rules.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And like I remember, like one of them is like you cannot like actually slam them. It's like you gotta just like gravity take them. So you kind of have like downward force with it.
You gotta like kind of like pick them up but let them fall.
Yeah, exactly. So get little, and like of course not like no full. You only can do half Nelsons, no full Nelsons. Get certain little certain stuff.
Yeah.
But we're just kind of just mainly getting the takedown and pin. So but I was tell like a lot of the like when I was tell Luke, I was like for takedowns I treat it like a sub. Like if you get the takedown, you're in that position to where because it's not just shoot a double leg. You gotta kind of set it up a little bit. And just like when you're grappling on the ground, they're not gonna just give you their neck, and so it's a process to it. So
because even when you shoot and you get sprawled on, that's a tough position.
Oh yeah.
Especially with someone that knows how to put their weight.
Yeah. Just sinking those hips and I've Oh, I've seen. Shoot, it's happened to me where guys just sprawl and I get flattened out like on pancake, and I'm just like, oh,
bruh.
like it's yeah.
What was that move you were talking about the other day when we were training? We call it in jiu-jitsu, we call it the grapevine. But you said Saturday.
Oh, the Saturday night. Yeah, On the
that's a funny
yeah,
name.
yeah. That was yeah. I remember them. That when they were showing it to me, they had that whole little spiel again.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, how come they call it a Saturday? And like like I know wherever you train at, they have like
Different
certain names
names,
for
yeah.
it or whatever. But a lot of times it's the same thing. And then I think it was just it might have been called the grapevine, but he just likes to call it that or something.
In jiu-jitsu, we call it grapevine.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think wrestling terms, you guys call it that. So.
Yeah, so he did it, spread my legs. I was like, ah. And then he's like, that's why they call it a Saturday night. I was like, oh, dude. Bro, you gotta warn me before you do them. Yeah. Because I was like, okay, that's why you guys call them that. So.
Yeah, but that was just a funny moment.
Yeah. Get any kind.
Wrestling, like last year, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, boxing. What is probably like your most memorable moment last year? Because now it's 24.
Oh, last year. Yeah.
What is something that you can look back at?
Probably the Nagas trip, just because you know what I mean, just the group that we went up with, going with my cousin and stuff. So that was a good time. You know, we all got to share kind of that experience. So that group was like a lot of first timers as well. So you know, it was cool that everybody shared that same experience. And then you know, just watching you guys, I was like, when you beat that blue belt as a white belt, I was just like, oh, that's pretty gangster with the sub. Like it wasn't like you didn't beat them by points, you didn't tap them out. I was just like, you know, getting to see that and like just everybody else compete. It was cool. It was cool. And then when we got to roll at the other schools,
gyms,
so that was cool.
From them.
Yeah. When I was watching those two black belts kind of prep, I was just like, wow, like you
real
know,
technical.
Really every basic, little thing,
every little detail counts.
For that one move was like 5 different steps just to, you know, they were just trying to counter everything at the just to progress at the same time. I was like, that's just the entry. Like he wasn't even doing the move. That was just like him trying to figure out how to enter the, you know, whatever they're drilling for.
And people don't realize that, like how technical you are, like looking at the steps. And you know, just to get here isn't just one thing. It's, you know, step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get there.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Like the way you talk about wrestling and stuff, how you teach me like wrestling techniques to set up this or something. Like
that chain wrestling and
something
all that.
I got from you is how you taught me to always use the snap down to set up the double leg. Because they posture. And then because of that, like that really helped me in the tournaments because I'm so long and tall. I literally will just hold on top of people's necks and just snap them down.
Because you already have that leverage because you're kind of already over us. You know what I mean?
So I just keep snapping them down, They keep posturing. Boom. By the second or third one, I'll go boom. Double leg.
Because sometimes if you give them a good one, shoot, they're gonna just fall on their face too. So they're trying to defend that. So once they shoot up, just
and because of you, that really helped my double leg and tournaments because I would typically tournaments and jiu-jitsu guys, you know, pull guard and work their grips, try to sweep you or submit. Not much people try to wrestle sometimes. You know, and I feel like that's the advantage in jiu-jitsu tournaments. You can get up on points. And take them down.
Well, that's what I was kind of like from the first tournament that I ever watched was with you and Andrew. Remember the one in Lahaina, the Triple Crown?
Oh yeah.
So that was my first kind. So Andrew. When I first seen that, I was just like, oh, like a lot of once they were grappling, like you could the jiu-jitsu was going, but the whole time I was there, I was just like, a lot of these guys, you know, the wrestling, just their takedown and takedown defense was, you know,
minimal.
Just so I was kind of like, oh shoot. And then when I finally went to Nagas, I was kind of seeing the guys just taking people down and then like holding on, and I was just like, oh, these guys, they just playing the points game, and
it's very point based. Movement, people just try to hold you down.
So I was kind of like just kind of seeing little strategies of what people were doing. I was like, oh, okay.
And it's good that you look at it that way.
You
know, strategize and plan. Nice.
Because like there'll be times where like right by the bell they'll just get that takedown, and that's just like wrestling too. You know, if you're down by whatever, and you know you get the takedown, puts you up in points or something,
and you can just hold them down.
So that's what I was kind of seeing with a lot of the guys. So.
And you took. I remember. I think I was with you one time in the corner, and I think you took down this huge guy.
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, oh, that was a clean take. I think you did maybe like maybe lat drop, or maybe it was a single or double something.
Oh, nah, my first one had that was the double. Like,
Yeah, I think
yeah,
so.
because like well, he was a wrestler too. So my first jiu-jitsu match was a
Oh, it was a
wrestler.
wrestler.
Yeah, so we would tie up and like we just kept countering each other, and then the ref was like, "All right, guys, come on, do something." I'm like, "Bro, we trying, but he's not letting me, and I'm not letting him."
Yeah.
So yeah, all like the moves from up top wasn't working. So I was like,
Uh-huh.
okay, I gotta try to go for a double leg. So
Uh-huh.
I kind of was like just baiting him in, and then just when he kind of took that initial step forward, that's when I shot in, and then kind of got the
And it was a clean takedown.
yeah, but then he was like when I took him down though, I was like, yeah, keeping him up was pretty, or keeping him down was pretty hard. I was like, oh yeah. Once I got him, he was just like trying to shoot back up. I was like, oh no, stay down, bro, come on.
And you placed that tournament, yeah?
Yeah.
Bro, for a first tournament and you placed, like my very first tournament, I didn't place at all.
Oh, I got you.
For you to place, bro, that's
I was pretty
really
stoked.
good.
I was pretty stoked. Yeah.
Very first tournament too.
Yeah.
Wow.
So not too bad. I was just trying to shoot. I was just I just like I said, I was like I want to get that first one out of the way.
And you did good for your very
trying.
first one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Good.
Trying. It's from you guys, bro. It's from you guys.
Nah, it's you. Like we learn from each other. The training partners having, and I think just everyone just being so open.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
to learning
Exactly.
from anybody and anyone.
Yeah.
You know, if once to me, I think I believe in like the Bruce Lee thing. Like he says, empty your cup, be like water.
Yeah.
I kind of apply it to like training
Mm-hmm.
and like understanding that from everyone you can learn something.
Oh yeah.
You
Yep.
know?
Everybody.
I learned from you like a lot of wrestling stuff that really helped me for tournaments and how to set up the double leg, how to get in, how to put down pressure.
Yeah.
So that really helped me. Like
Nice.
that like tournaments, and if it wasn't for you guys and like everybody here helping me train, I wouldn't have been able to do good in the tournaments.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, the culture here, that's kind of more so the way I like to look at it. Just even you ask anybody who's like, oh, what you do with that, and then they'll help you. I was like, oh yeah. Whenever you do this is when. So it's cool to like everybody's like really out there to help each other out. You know what I mean? When we go up as a team, you know, we all do super well. We all cheering each other on. So and I think that's what I noticed with like at least between you and Eric and all of that. It's like, you know, I'll show you a couple of wrestling things, and then you start doing it on me. I was like, oh shucks, now I gotta actually defend that now. You know,
but that makes us better.
Yeah.
Because I always make jokes like, I'm showing you guys too much of my tricks.
Yeah.
But at the like, I show you it, and then you do it to me. It helps me figure out how to defend it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then from then on, I get better. You know, I start showing you more stuff. He gets better, and then I get better, and then we just all keep growing.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And it helps everybody.
Yeah. That's just if the the lower belts are improving, and so that means everybody just levels their game up.
I'm pretty sure they say this in football too. In basketball, we always say you're as good as your weakest player or weakest link.
Yeah.
So I'm a big believer in that, and like as you start to see like the people starting out to get better, it's gotta stay on my toes. Like I'm saying that with Eric and like some of the new guys.
What I like too about it is like you get to see their progression as well.
Yes, you see them.
You know what I mean? So it's like you see them like start, building a confidence to like start doing other moves and like reaching for other stuff. And I was like, hey, who touching? What you doing? Hey, leave that alone, bro. Leave that alone, bro.
Yes.
But it's cool. It's cool. You're just like, okay, now they're not learning how to attack certain limbs, and I feel especially with Eric, I'm just like, I feel the pressure now. I'm like, you're starting to pin this down. I'm like, I'm seeing all the steps, climbing up.
And they're probably like looking up videos on their own.
Too,
stuff.
You got to, yeah.
Taking the time, like you can tell, like I tell Josh all the time, you can tell when like somebody has he calls it the bug.
Oh,
like
okay.
I would refer to it sometimes as the itch.
Yeah.
Like you can tell when somebody has the itch or the bug when it comes to training.
Becomes obsessed.
Because they become obsessed, and then they just start getting so much better so fast.
Yeah.
Because they devote their time to it, and then they get better.
Yeah.
And like just to be part of that person's journey too. It feels good.
Yeah.
Like I'm glad that you're coming up in February and
I'm stoked.
Yeah. Getting back into training, because COVID too. Even me, like COVID, I was still playing basketball, but at the time because of COVID, I wasn't even playing at all either.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
I was
yeah.
literally at home.
Yeah, you only could do so
Yes,
much.
I was literally at home playing video games.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think because I was still in school, I was at school, and then I would just be at home, do homework, play video games.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I'd maybe do a little bit of stuff at home, like push-ups and stuff. But I
Yeah,
wasn't
the
really
bare
doing
minimum
the
though.
bare
You
minimum.
weren't really,
I
yeah.
wasn't really doing the skill
It was
work that I
hard.
should have been doing.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, like COVID. Because you were in Colorado before you moved back after COVID, yeah.
Yeah, so I was supposed to move back earlier, but then COVID hit, so I kind of got stuck because at the time I think Maui was like completely shut down, so
Yeah.
we couldn't even like it was just weird
Yeah.
timing because like when everything got closed, I kind of had to like renew my lease and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. So it was kind of like, what do I do? Do I move
That must have been
home or
rough.
yeah, it was a weird
For a
situation. So that's why like with COVID and then like I remember the bomb threat. Remember the bomb threat?
Oh yeah.
So like
the missile.
the missile, the
I
missile,
remember that.
yeah. So I was still back in Colorado, and then I was working nights that time, and I got one missed call from my mom, and then I was like, I felt so hopeless. But then, like by the time I woke up and got everything,
called it back.
Yeah, I was like, their answer was like, oh sweet, but I was just like, if something were to happen again, I gotta be home. So I kind of like when the fires didn't happen, I was just like, you know what, I'm happy that I'm at least with my family home, and because during COVID and it was pretty rough because everything closed down in Colorado, and then we kind of opened back up for like about 6 months, and then I moved back, and then everything was still closed here, so it's just kind of like going through this whole thing again. So I was just like, I was like kind of wasn't training, wasn't really doing anything. So
did you feel homesick a little bit when you're in Colorado? Like
during the holidays for sure. During the holidays, like during those kind of things, I would always be busy with work, so it wasn't like I could get off and like meet up with them. You
gotta be on a 6-hour flight, fly over the ocean.
So like those kind of things I definitely did miss, but I loved Colorado. The town that I was in was super cool. I met some dope people, so they made my experience over there solid. So
I've never been there, but who knows, bro? Maybe we take a trip there. Maybe get a fight over there.
Yeah, that would be cool.
We go visit your old hometown.
Yeah.
Oh,
they had some good fighters coming out of Colorado too. So I was just like the guys that I was seeing and that I was training with, they're doing pretty solid now too. Some of them kept with it, and I'm just like, I'll just follow some of their stuff still, and I'm just like, oh, they still at it.
Oh, I think that's where Gaethje lives. Justin Gaethje.
Yeah, they live in Denver.
Because Onyx Sports is over there.
Yeah, they're in Denver.
That guy's a good coach. Trevor Whitman.
Yeah, they get some. Yeah, him. Yeah, that
Kamaru trains there with Trevor Whitman too.
Yeah, I can only imagine their sessions, bro. Imagine having to go with either one of them every day. Oh my goodness! And they're all both freaking solid wrestlers.
Talk about scientists. Like how you talk, do you think of like Justin and John?
Yeah.
They're scientists when it comes to martial arts, like Trevor Whitman.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. Is there other coaches that you look up to in terms of like MMA or like even wrestling?
Well,
like idols or like like people that you look up to.
So like the first gym that I was at, I was playing semi-pro football over there, and then our coach he had kind of his own gym, so he would do the football team, and then he had like his fighters, like so he had a cool facility out there, and I was just trying to he told me to get into boxing and all that kind of stuff, so that's where I started. So I learned a lot from that coach, James Casillas, you the man. So I kind of learned a lot from him. Just everything, just life, sports, whether it's football, boxing, or whatever it may be. And then my other it was because I was mainly concentrating on football up there. So Coach Bundy, those two guys they're just really good at their craft, and it just kind of made me realize as a student or athlete.
Yes.
I was like, all you have to do is listen.
Yes.
And wherever they put you, they're putting you in a situation for you to be successful.
Yes.
So, there are times where I was just like, whatever, I'll follow whatever you're doing, and then I'm over there making the play. I was just like, didn't even have to do nothing, and he just put me in the spot to succeed.
Yes.
So that's when that's kind of where I just kind of seeing that outer the different view of things,
Yes.
not just as a
changing your perspective.
yeah.
Yes.
So I was just like, oh, they're seeing it from a different angle. So it's a perspective where you're in there live, but you're not seeing it from afar where you can see it
as a
whole. Yeah. So that's kind of like whenever I may not see it at the moment, but when it comes to like sparring, or, like when it live action or something, you be like, oh, this is what he was talking about.
Yes, which is why film is good.
Yeah. That's how.
Did you guys watch a lot of film as football players?
Yeah. So that's kind of I treat it the same way with watching the fights and just kind of breaking everything, diagnosing everything, just seeing the little thing. Yes. Yeah. I'm just not good with the names and the terms. I know he does this. I know I do that.
Yeah.
But
just like jiu-jitsu, there's plenty names. Omoplata, gogoplata, triangle, armbar.
I just know he get my arm, and I gotta get it.
Yeah.
Just playing.
Yes. One of the famous, not famous, but like Clyde would always tell me, one of the best defenses to anything and everything is no be there.
Yeah. No, for real.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, give them your arm. Don't be in that position.
Yeah. There's times where like, even just rolling with like Allen or something.
Yeah.
They're so small and quick, and they're literally doing like 360. I was like, where the hell did you go? Like I was gonna do something, and now you're so. I was like, yeah. If you're not there, they can't catch you.
Yes.
So
yes,
it's the thing. You gotta be able to get them before you do anything. So. Yeah, no, even with Professor Clyde, I remember because that's when I first started. That's when I first moved back and I met you. So that was like, when I first met you, like I was literally home for like a couple of weeks. So, but back when we were doing like Happy Valley.
Back at Happy Valley.
Yeah, because Andrew brought me in that time, and he was just like, oh, you want to roll? And then, so yeah, I remember those Happy Valley days where, oh man, talk about that pressure, man.
Yes.
Oh, every person you roll with over there is
even the smaller guys. Remember Hollywood?
Yeah.
Oh, he can put down pressure.
Oh yeah. Had a couple of times where I do remember Hollywood.
Yeah. Or Rod.
Yeah. Just the way, just the technique, man. They're not, it's not like they're full on smashing you. They're
it's just all technique.
Yeah, just subtle little movements that like I can't. You got that pinned and it's not moving, and they just feel heavy. They just know how to center their weight all in one spot, and it makes you feel all 150 of them. So it's good.
That's good. Yeah, because not much people knew how we initially met.
Yeah,
and that's how we initially met. Training at Fight for Life.
Yeah.
And luckily, like I talked to Clyde and stuff, he's okay with me training at other gyms.
Yeah.
Meshing with different styles, training with different people.
Yeah.
Learning from everybody. Because that's something he really believes is that you can learn from anybody.
Yeah.
And I think rolling with everybody here and there really allowed me to just learn from everybody.
Yeah.
I always say I like to steal moves from everybody. I'll steal moves from people.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. Technically, we all do it too.
But what I'll do is like I'll learn from everybody and I'll mesh it into my game.
Yeah.
Make it my style.
Yeah.
Technically, because I'm learning stuff from everybody, I take a piece from this guy's game, this guy, this guy, and then that's what makes it my style.
Mm-hmm.
And I think really training there at Fight for Life and here has really helped me because both of Justin and Clyde is open.
Yeah.
So they're open to that, and because of that, I think that really helped me get my game to the next level.
And you can see it with you too because you'll perform it as well. So like I had a couple of times where I was rolling with you and you was getting on it with the butterfly sweeps and all that, and I was just like, oh, Jojo, and then I see like the more heavy wrestling part. I was just like, oh, Jojo, where you learning all this? I was like, okay, too much new stuff coming at me, bro. I was like, oh man, but it's good though. Like you can tell, I was just like, oh shoot, you're picking up on a whole bunch of stuff. And that's what I would always tell like Eric. I was like, bro, Jojo, what I love about that dude is he just is a sponge, bro. You just absorb everything, bro.
I love that saying.
Yeah,
be a sponge. You know Kobe Bryant,
Yeah.
One of his advice to Giannis,
Okay,
Giannis
yeah.
Antetokounmpo, I don't know how to say the last name, but Giannis, who's an all-star now, future Hall of Famer, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant, what he gave advice to Giannis was real vague, but when you put it into perspective, it's really deep. He said he told Giannis, be a kid.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And by what he meant from that is kids always fail, but just like choose to just keep coming back and learn.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a baby, like they keep trying to walk, but they're just gonna keep falling
Yeah, yeah.
until one day they'll start walking.
Yeah,
Just like with jiu-jitsu, like to me being a kid, like learning from everybody is expecting that when I come across everybody, they have knowledge to offer me.
Yeah.
And I'll always like, hey, how did you do this? Or hey, how did you set up that takedown? Like how I snap downs into the double leg. Like if I can apply that to everybody and learn from them, I think it just helps me even more. Like rolling with Eric, bro. That guy learned so fast.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's just jits, bro. Even in boxing, I'm just like, bro, like,
yes.
But it's good, you know what I mean? Like, kind of like when you're like a clean plate, you know what I mean? Everything just, you know what I mean? Everything's so new, so it's kind of like he just picks up on it. But it's just good that he picks up on everything pretty quick, though. That's the thing. So everything that we throw at him, he just kind of, it only takes him a few times to get it down. I'm like, oh, bro, it takes me like 100 times drilling and just to, get a little bit of an idea. But
it took me a while to figure out the shrimp.
Oh yeah,
I was like, oh,
yeah,
I was like, oh, wrong leg, wrong shoulder. I was like, oh man.
Yeah, yeah. But that's the thing too, especially with like MMA, bro. Like since there's so many disciplines and like all the techniques it's there's so much to learn, and then it's evolving at the same time. So it's like it's it's a never ending thing, but it's good though, because you know what I mean, there's no period at the end, so you're just like you just,
because even black belts are still learning.
Yeah, exactly. So and now, well, granted, it's like kind of more like competition based, but you know what I mean, like that's a whole another regiment that you can kind of practice for, of course the regular traditional stuff as well, but it's a different style too, you know. And same with striking and all that kind of stuff, incorporate all limbs with Muay Thai, get the hands right with boxing first or something, you know what I mean. There's always levels to wherever you're at. You just gotta stick to something for right now and give yourself a good foundation,
build a good foundation.
And then you dabble, like how you're doing now you dabble into a little bit of everything now, because you have at least that good foundation to keep you,
rely on.
Exactly. And then now he's like, okay, I can learn this, pick up on that, and then when the opportunity comes, then you can pull it out or something. And you've been freaking using them. You've been using them a lot. So I'm just like, oh, bro, Jojo. That's why I always, when rolling with you, I'm just like, okay, what did you learn? That's why I always kind of tell myself, I was like, I know he's always training, and you always got something cooking. So
but because I learned from you guys,
I
learned from you guys so much. I always try to learn something from you guys. And it only helps me help you. Because by me getting better, it helps you get better, and then by you getting better, it helps me get better.
Exactly.
It's like a, what do you call that? Like a something that's never ending. I don't know the word for it. It's like a, I don't know a word, but it's just basically,
I know what you mean.
It just keeps coming. So yeah, man,
it's a fun journey, bro. Like now that we look at it, it's been like what, a few years when I first met you, so just to see, where we're at.
Look at, like, now you did your first Jiu-Jitsu tournament. Now you're doing MMA. That's crazy.
Yeah, you met me when I had like super long hair, I think. Yeah, that's when I first moved back. Yeah.
And like now coming 2024, with your fight coming up, you probably got a lot looking forward to for 2024. Big plans, big goals. What's some of the stuff on your mind?
I just kind of want to stay active now. I got the first, definitely wanted to get the jiu-jitsu tournament out the way, and then now get the, first MMA fight coming up, and then just kind of stay active. I know we got another jiu-jitsu tournament in April, so I just kind of want to keep along,
Stay active. Slowly but surely.
And then maybe catch one or two things later on in the ending of next year or something.
That'll be good.
I'm excited. Kind of every few months get something in, just something to look forward to. Stay focused. And, because if I don't, I'll kind of just end up kind of hanging out and not doing too much. So just kind of, at least for right now, to just kind of get things lined up, stay active, and then at least where, like I said, I just kind of want to keep my eye on something.
That's good. You're very what is that word? Goal oriented. Once you set a goal and put your mind to something, you're like, I'm gonna go for it. I'm set on this. and that's really good.
Yeah, trying to. I mean, that's why I just need a target, and then just kind of.
And then you just gotta aim for it.
Yeah, just
kind
kind
of. And sometimes we miss, sometimes we fail. But
oh yeah.
But the fact that we chose to aim and strive for something,
Mm-hmm.
Just shows how much heart we have.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And then you always see your progression, or you know what I mean. Like I always, I remember like with my cousin, like when he first started, he was the new guy, so he would have to roll with you, Luke, me, so all these guys that would just kind of, we kind of knew a little bit already. So I would always tell him, I was like, bro, you're getting good rolls with us, bro. I was like, I know it's kind of rough right now, but when you get somebody who's like same level as you, or
that's what I was telling
new, and then he's like, you're gonna see certain openings, you're gonna be like, oh, and then I remember he called me, he's like, oh, I was rolling with some the newer guy that came in or something, and I was like, oh, I did this, and then I was like, oh,
because you don't realize it when you're rolling with people better than you. You just see like, oh, I'm just getting smashed, I'm getting held down. But when you start to go with people your level, you don't realize.
Yeah, so I was stoked that he was stoked. So I was just like, yeah, bro. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I was like, hey, bro. Like when I say you're doing good, like you're doing good, bro. Like even though you never feel it, like
and that's good. Having people truly happy for you and your progression. Because I'm a big believer in do you know Eric Thomas or
I know
Eric Thomas or Inky Johnson?
Yeah, both. But they're both speakers.
Yes.
They're both speakers. Yeah.
I think it's Eric Thomas.
Yeah.
He would say progress over perfection.
Oh, I got you.
Or I think one of them. But I'm a big believer in that because you'll never get to be perfect.
Yeah.
But you can always make progress.
Yeah.
So with Eric and you too, bro, like your jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I've been slowly trying to get more comfortable with my on my back and stuff. So, rolling with I can see it with like you, Andrew, and like Vince.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's such a battle with them, especially when they're on top, because I can, like, they'll get one thing, but then I can see like the sequence and the climb, and I'm just like, oh, bad position, worst position, oh, super bad. Like I'm just like, oh no, but it's good. Like especially going with those higher belts, I'm just like, okay, now like I can see the jiu-jitsu turn on, and the technique is so much more stronger, and I'm just like, oh man.
Because once you mix the jiu-jitsu and the wrestling,
yeah. So I'm and that's why I always like whenever I'm with like rolling with Vince and Andrew, I'm just like, thank you guys, because I was like, now I know like I can't rely on my wrestling with those guys, because shoot, even like both of them, they won't even be using their hands, but they got my hands pinned, and I was like, bro, you guys not even grabbing nothing, but I'm helpless right now. But it's good. I like rolling with those guys because I just always learn something.
Yes. Because you have that mindset.
Yeah. Like you'll be like, it would just, I think we were doing like situational drills where I had Vince's back, and he still had, he got like an armbar from that position. From the back. Yeah. And I was just like, it was supposed to be my drill, bro, but it was good though. I was like,
I'm supposed to be attacking, not you.
Yeah. So, but it was good. Like, you can still get caught even if you feel like you're in the dominant position. And I had his back, so I was like, normally he's supposed to defend the choke from me, but he turned it to the offense.
He keeps you honest.
Yeah. So I was just like, okay, I can't leave that thing hanging out over there. I gotta be attacking something. Don't just let it.
And that's good having training partners like that. Who will submit you and keep you honest, but not really like crank it.
Oh yeah. No,
It's good having training partners like that, because you'll just keep learning over a long period, and without injuries, and having that style of just flowing. I'm a big believer in flow. Flow sparring, flow grappling. You
gotta slow things down.
Slow things down. That's seeing it. Yes, that's where the learning is happening. I feel like with the hard movements and the hard sparring, you're more like moving to win. So you're not really paying attention to your techniques. You're just using strength, speed, athleticism. And sometimes
at that point, you're kind of just like reliant on to what you know.
Yes.
So like on those hard rolls, like I'll go back to just strictly wrestling. So it's good to change it up, and like you said, you gotta see it, you gotta slow it down.
Because when you go hard, you won't practice stuff that you don't. You won't do things that you don't practice.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're afraid of getting caught, or basically like tournament. You don't want to do something that you don't practice.
Yeah.
So I'm a big believer in that flow movement. And then when it comes time for like training camps, like what we're doing now, that's the time to go hard, sharpen up whatever technique we're lacking. but building that toughness within camp and conditioning, because MMA, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Conditioning.
So people don't really even 6 minutes don't feel like a long time, but when you're in there, it's a long 6 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man.
Especially it's not like other sports. Like you can just do one thing,
timeout. Like football or basketball.
Yeah. These guys,
soccer,
and especially when you got it's one thing to attack somebody, but when they're attacking you back, it's you're like, oh shoot, like now you don't have any time to rest, because if you do, this guy gonna come after you, or so it's always offensive, defensive at the same time, and yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
And before we close, Josh, you've been here at the gym for a while. I'm pretty sure you hear this term a lot, fighting sickness with fitness. We say it a lot. What comes to your mind, or what do you think of when you hear that term, fighting sickness with fitness?
Well, just for me, and you guys always hear me joking about it, but it is a serious issue at the same time.
Yes.
But like, and it just in my family, and I'm pretty sure in everybody else's, diabetes is a big thing, just with our the way our eating habits, just in Hawaii, we eat very terrible. So that's just one thing that always kind of, at least now, I just kind of want to keep my health right. The longevity of things.
Yes.
As we get older, we don't realize that all these other things catch up and all that kind of stuff. So just kind of fighting sickness with fitness is just finding something to me that keeps you active, gets you moving, whatever is a hobby or whatever it may be. Just something to get you out the door, to get you going. I'm always, how they say, health is wealth and all that kind of stuff. Now,
health is wealth.
Now that I'm older, a little bit older, that I kind of see it happening, where it's like, you just being able to do things, you gotta be mobile to get things done, so that's the way I look at it. Just kind of trying to keep away from the diabetes. It's just so common here in Hawaii, that's why. So I was like, I just need something to get me moving. That's the first thing that comes to mind, is just kind of you doing your part to like try to avoid those health issues, and then kind of put a little bit more time on your life and all that kind of stuff. Because to me, that's a real thing. Because I work at the other gym, so I see a lot of the older couples or older people that come in, but they're there every single day, just getting their little cardio or walk in, and I was like, those guys are gonna live forever, you know what I mean?
Just there's this term that I like to say, a little every day goes a long way.
Yeah, for real.
Just a little bit of exercise every day, and people don't know, but your journey. How much did you weigh before Nagas?
Oh, Nagas, that was like 235.
Yeah, and then you came down to.
I'm like around 205 now.
That's 230. That's 30 pounds.
Yeah. So
that's a lot,
slowly but surely chipping away.
I give you props, John.
Yeah. So trying, just kind of trying to be patient with it. It's just been it's just you want to see it move faster, but it's a progress.
Progress.
For sure.
Yes, a little every day.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah. I was before I went to Colorado, I was at like 275. So that was like my biggest. Yeah.
So you came down from 275 to 205.
Yeah, that was when I was like.
That's 7
right before.
pounds.
Yeah, I was big at one point.
You've come a long way.
Yeah, trying.
Josh. You've come a long way, bro.
Yeah. So but it's the guys that motivate me all the time. So you guys are always there to push me to do whatever. So I'm happy. Especially when you look at it from like your day one.
Yeah.
That's what I'd always tell everybody. I was like, hey, you may not be where you want to be at the moment, but when you just look back, like from your first day, you're like, there's been, I was like, I'd totally beat up the scrub that came in the first day kind of thing. You know what I mean? There's kind of like, to grow from where you started is kind of, and to see and realize it. Like, I was like, I did, progress. I have been putting in work or something like that. So we're always kind of comparing it to where the goal is at. But, sometimes you just got to look back. You're like, but you did, your progression is a lot. We're just this much left. We're at that last, we're in the fourth quarter now, but you don't realize how much you did in that first three kind of thing. Just because you're not there yet.
Yes.
So It's one of those. It's kind of like, yeah, just gotta keep climbing, and then
Yes.
because that's what as you get higher, you know what I mean, the progression gets a little bit harder.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Well, somebody said something like that. I forgot who, but um, you don't get better, you just get stronger, or something like
I know
it only gets harder, something like that.
yeah, well, it doesn't get harder. You get stronger, or something
Yeah,
like that.
something like that.
Because like now you have things in place to make that goal like
Yes.
reachable and stuff like that.
Yes.
But if you're starting at day one, like you don't
Yes.
have all this foundation that you built up to
Yes.
the kind. So yeah, that goal never really changed, or it didn't change. It's just like you said,
Yes.
you got stronger, so now
Yes.
you're able to
Yes.
conquer it and all that kind of stuff.
Rolling here, like after getting my blue belt and stuff, like I was like, how come it's not getting easier? Like I'm rolling with like the white belts here, and like, right, these guys are almost catching me with all kinds of stuff, or they are catching me with stuff. I'm like, wow,
now you're getting the blue belt treatment now.
It's not getting easier. So it's like, oh, you know, I got to stay on my toes. I tell Just all the time, like, right, these guys are getting good so fast. I gotta be on my toes.
Yeah, and then now Justin and Vince and all those guys, they're gonna roll with you like on blue belt. You know what I mean?
They're like, now I'm on the bottom.
Yeah,
I'm the one learning.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. Now, So it's good though. Now you're just at that. You're at that second level, and you're just freaking
full circle.
Yeah. So now you just rinse and repeat. Now, but just with the for that belt now, and then once you get promoted again, same thing. You're like, oh shucks, now we're at the bottom again. But
pretty soon we're gonna see yours.
Yeah, hopefully, trying. Yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah, but no, it's a good journey, bro. That's why I love it, bro.
I'm grateful to be on your journey.
Oh yeah. No, you too, bro. Freaking, I always tell everybody, look out for this guy in the next few years, bro. I was like, just kind of, you always got a good head on your shoulders. That's why you always do what is right. So it's kind of
because I got the right people around me.
Yeah, like I was buckaloose back in that time. I was just like, ooh.
But you learn from it.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. So that's why whenever I see him, it's like, bro, good, bro. I always kind of like, good job, bro. It's freaking
Thank you.
You're doing the right thing, because half the guys that's your grade or whatever, say, or your age, they're doing something completely different.
I give all the credit to like you guys. The people I'm around, the team. Alan, Justin, Alana, you guys, the people I'm training with, Ty, Luke, BJ.
Yeah.
Who else is competing?
The Squid.
Just
doing good. Well, it's like just all those that handful right there is just a good support group. Cause
everybody,
even with Alana and Alan, they're always keeping us in check.
Yes.
You got Justin.
Always talking. Justin's always checking in on us.
Yeah.
Making phone calls. He'll always check in on us. Regardless like what's going. Because I know Justin's like has a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
He has a lot to handle. And the fact that like he calls us to check in with us and ask us, hey, how you doing? Not even not even talk about fighting or anything. Just hey, how you doing? How you feel? How you been? Just checking in. I feel like that's, to me, like with the sickness, fighting sickness with fitness, it's not only fitness and like physical, it's also mental. Sometimes like showing up to training is not only to help you stay fit, but also to stay right. Mentally.
You get mentally clear. Just kind of after a good training session too, you're kind of like everything just kind of washes away too. You're like, okay, now we're solid. You get the heart rate going, body moving. Yeah, it's good.
Because it's therapy. To me, it's therapy. Training really is therapy. The plus side is the good people, the stuff you learn, the amount of change you go through in progress. It's a great journey.
I think your body kind of knows, especially like when you're training and stuff. It's like, okay, after you exert all this energy, your body knows that, okay, we're making it stronger, and then just kind of clearing your mind. You knew, like in your head, it's like, okay, I learned something. In your head, you're telling yourself already. It's like, I got my workout in. I'm doing good things. So I think leaving after training, you're like, okay, it's a positive thing that you're doing to kind of put back.
Celebrating your small wins.
Exactly. Yeah.
So shout out to Gilbert Ching. He's mentioned. Sometimes we get so caught up with seeing the big goal. We forget about our small wins. That build up to the big goal.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's sometimes we just have to take showing up to training as a small win.
Yeah, exactly.
Going to boxing. Oh yes, I showed up to boxing today. Boom,
that's half the battle.
Yes, that is half the battle.
Yeah, just getting there. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I give you props, Josh. I said Josh.
You're good.
For showing up, bro, with everything you gotta handle.
Training,
working 2 jobs. Not many people know that, and dropping down from 275 to 205.
Yeah.
Crazy journey.
Yeah. It's been a fun, wild ride though.
Yeah.
It's been good. Met some awesome people.
Yes.
So if anybody trying to jump into whatever training or anything, your mind, your body feels right. You meet awesome people, training partners, bunch of memories that you'll take for forever.
For the rest of your life.
Even like my Colorado guys that I train with, should I take those experiences, here, there's
if you ever come to mind, bro, bring them by.
Yeah, that would be cool. And that's where I kind of learned, because they like, I would have some of the guys that I trained with were like collegiate wrestlers and all that kind of stuff. So
that's next
after, so I thought I was decent at wrestling, and then I went up with these guys. I was like, oh no, like there is a different level to it, And then that's where I kind of got more into like setting things up, because it was from them where they're just like, after a certain point, everybody knows the basic moves, and everybody knows how to do this and that. So it's just literally is the setup that gets you apart from everybody else, from the crowd.
And that's where the term comes in. It only gets harder as you get better.
Yeah,
everybody's just as good as you, but it's all the how technical you are, the little details.
Yeah, because there's times where I was like, bro, I don't even think I was trying to get him ready for his fight, and we were doing wrestling, and I was just like, I don't even think I'm helping you out, bro. Like, you're getting it way too easy. I was like, my bad, but but that's when there's just kind of like, just it's the setup. It really, so just kind of catching them where they're not looking or something, So you need that advantage. It's that little split second or that little positioning or angle. That's what you're kind of aiming for now. So it's like, oh, okay.
That's good that you see it that way.
Yeah.
I believe everything, life, training, martial arts, whatever it is 100% mental.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
If anything, 1% physical. But I think having that mindset of how it's setups and how to look at stuff, strategize.
Yeah.
Everything is mental.
Yeah, I cannot go into things blindly anymore. Like it's just like, so before you can just rush it, and now it's like, oh shoot, but he may do this. Now you kind of 360ing a lot of the stuff where you gotta kind of like that coach's mindset where he's like, you gotta see what now you're kind of nitpicking all the little things. So trying to see what their weaknesses are or what their strengths are, and then you can kind of base things off of that, and just in the whole competition realm, it's kind of like he's good. You don't want like you say, like I say, you want to set yourself up for success. So there's certain things that you don't want to do with that person just because that, or however it might be.
You ever heard the term if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail?
Yeah. You gotta
that just reminded me of that, how you worded it.
You gotta get your prep ready. So for some people it works. You may be just gifted or something, but for me, I just knew I would always have to at least kind of strategize or
that's good.
Get things. I've always been like the smaller person, so I can't just go in there and just roughhouse you. Like I was always like the shorter guy, so I would always have to kind of figure out how to get into a position to where I can, be get my thing going and work my technique. I just never had that luxury to where like, oh yeah, you just pop them a couple times and things that I was like, no, like there's definitely a couple more steps that I gotta do to do so. Or even like rolling, I know certain moves like, okay, my leg just doesn't reach that around, so I was like, I gotta maybe not with this, or it only works with like a smaller person or something. So I know I gotta pick and choose what moves I do just to see what works with certain body types and all that kind of stuff. So at least now I know I'll try it and be like, okay, no work. So a lot of trial and error, but that's all part of it.
And that's life. Trial and error.
Yeah.
Just it's only a loss if you don't learn from it.
Yeah. It was good. That's why it's a never-ending journey. So it's cool. That's what I'm excited about. I was like, I can be, old, you know, but I'll still probably be watching technique or coaching more aspect
or
of
coaching,
it, you know.
yes, because you can always be involved.
Yeah. So I think like right now is just like a perfect timing to compete, and then I know that when that window closes or that door closes, you know, I'll probably just end up probably wanting to get into coaching or something like that. So I'm kind of excited about it. I was like, just kind of learn and do as much as I can in this during this period, and then you know when that kind of time is up, then I know I want to get into coaching really bad. So just not right now.
You'd be a good coach.
Yeah. So
like the way you look at things, how technical, how every down to detail you are, you'd be a good coach.
Yeah, because just kind of like I do enjoy seeing like the progress, especially like with the little kids.
Seeing people get better.
Yeah.
And that's a true coach right there.
Yeah. So you're
already coaching me, right?
Trying. Nah. I just giving you whatever tips that work with me. So I was like, yeah, if it work for me, like I'll throw it at you. See if you like it. But yeah, I'm always cool, or you know, I'm always thought it's always the right thing to share.
Yes.
You know, share your knowledge, share you know, 'cause you never know. You may like, you know, whatever you do with this career, you know, that's just I'll just be happy to be a part of that journey, or you know, if even with coaching or something, one of the young kids just grow up to, you know, become super successful in the sport or something. At least, you know,
and it's because of their team.
Yeah, exactly.
Because of you guys, you know, it's gonna be that the group that helps them get there.
Yeah.
You know, if it wasn't for the team,
that's the long haul. I think just dealing with my coaches from Colorado, they really kind of opened my eyes in that aspect as well. Just kind of like the coaching side of things. I really enjoyed that behind the scenes that I got to witness with them. So it was cool. Like just like I said, just sharing the knowledge and seeing people get better. I was like, that's always cool, because you just kind of see the light in their eye. They're like, oh, you know what I mean? Just
fire.
Yeah. So I was kind of like, oh, sweet.
Yeah.
So that's kind of in the future though. But right now, definitely competing. I'm super excited for that right now. Yeah.
Big goals. Set big goals.
Yeah. Just gotta just keep working at it, and then that's what I'm trying to tell myself. It's just a process. So you know what I mean? As long as it's a gradual climb, and you know, everything's are always getting better slowly but surely. You know what I mean? That is a dub. So you know what I mean? As I look once February's done, once Naga's in, you know, I'll be looking at this a year from now and be like, oh, I'm
come a long way in just a year.
Just get that much better and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of just like anything, whatever you put time into, you're gonna get better, no matter what it is. The time and effort that you put into something, that's where it's gonna fall into. So that's kind of how I'm seeing things. Like if I just concentrate on competing this year or something like that, that's where, you know, I'll see the most improvement in whatever I'm doing. So awesome. That's kind of where I'm looking at it right now. So I'm just staying active.
That's a great perspective.
Yeah. So trying to just day by day see how
day by day. Shout out to
Raja.
Day by day. Yep. Shout out to day by day.
Yeah, but that's how I'm kind of trying to look at things. Just you know, you really gotta conquer the day first before, you know, when the day comes, you know, February 24th, then same thing, just conquer that day as well. I just will trust my preparation, and once we get in there, you know, I'll just try and do my thing, and so on from there on out.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm stoked, bro.
See you
I'm
for your
super
first
stoked,
fight.
bro.
And before we close, Josh, your socials, you know, you don't have to share all of them, but you know, I usually just tell them, like, you know, your Facebook, Instagram, whatever, you know, you feel comfortable with people, like, you know, if they want to follow you on your journey, you know, jiu-jitsu or fighting, you know, where could they find you?
Okay. I'm on Instagram. It's just my name, so Joshua Carrizosa. That's where I mainly just repost whatever they post, so they're the ones who keep me on it. But that's my socials. So pretty much on Instagram only.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you for the podcast.
Thank you. Appreciate everybody.
Everybody, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and check out Josh on his journey for, you know, jiu-jitsu, fighting, MMA. He's got a fight coming up February 24th. You know, don't forget to check it out at Value Fight Series 14. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next podcast.
Yes, sir.